So in this video I will show you how to take the carb off on the specific generator, and hopefully that will show you how you can do it on your generator. Probably very, very similar. It's not very complex, so let's get to it. So to remove the air filter and the carb, you're going to need a few tools actually, very basic. You're going to need some needle nose pliers, a pair of regular pliers. Probably get away with one or the other, don't need two, but on this one I did use two. You're going to need a 1/4 inch ratchet with an extension, a 10mm socket, always difficult to find, and a 4mm socket. If you have female Torx bits, that will be better, but I don't know what the Torx bit size would be, but a 4mm socket works perfect in this case. So this is actually dismantled a little bit. I think the previous owner had been playing around with it. So there is this cover that does sit here. This comes off with two 10mm nuts that are bolted on here. The filter, I did remove the filter because when I started up, you can see here, the filter's actually covered in fuel. So fuel was actually coming back out. You can see there's still some little bit of remnants there. So that's where fuel was coming out from. So we're just going to take this filter housing off. You always want to make sure that the fuel is off, so it's not going to be fed, because it is a gravity fed system. So it's always good to make sure, no matter what you have, always make sure this is turned off. So you're going to want to keep your 10mm socket handy from before. And it comes off real nice there. This generator had been sitting outside with that cover on it since we moved in. So, as I said previously, it's probably been about 6 months since we moved in, and before that, I don't know, the house was rented. So I reckon this gas could have been in here for a couple of years at least, probably. We don't really lose power that often. We do have a hookup, so someone thought ahead, but I mean, we've lost power for a couple of hours here and there, but nothing worth buying a generator for. So you take those off there, and then this doesn't just pull off. You'll see that there's this clip here. Now you're going to want to turn this. There is a little notch that will allow you to pull this off. Oh, there you go. You put it all the way to the right. See that little notch just right there. So you want that lined up perfectly there, no slot in and out. So take this off. I'm just going to put that to one side. That's fine. So now we have the carb exposed. I'm just going to get a little tray. You probably want a pair of old gloves as well, just in case you get that. And you can get your pliers to. Yeah, there we go. I'm just able to pull it off, and a little bit of gas there coming out. We'll leave that there. Now I don't necessarily have the correct socket bit to take these off here. It looks like it's a female Torx bit. I don't have a small enough bit for that, but a 4mm regular socket will work. These aren't really that tight. It's kind of like a stud, so you don't want to get on the thread, you just want to go on the little end piece, and then there you go. It should just come off just like that. There's the way like that. Now before you take these any further, you're going to want to take off the throttle linkage. You can see that right here. Now there is a little spring there as well. So the easiest thing to do is this should just push to one side like so, which allows the linkage to come out a little further. There you go, it pops off. And this little spring here, something you want to be very careful with. A pair of needle nose pliers should have it done fairly easily, and then you can just let that go. Don't let it spring. Let it. You'll be able to fish that out. So then you're going to want to unscrew these all the way. These are really clear on the side here, so you can see them. So, see right there? See it turning? So that's how I knew how to take that off. That's how I looked at it and I could see that they were studs, so that's why I knew to take it off, because the nuts holding the filter housing on were actually screwed onto here, so that made it easy for me to figure that out. Just want to unscrew these. And there you go. We have the carb off. You don't want to tip it up because some gas might come out. There might be some gas in the bowl, but that's it. So these will come all the way out like that. Same with this one. So I'm going to put this to one side, and then we will either strip it down, see if we can clean it, or replace it with a new one. I'm not too sure with what's going on here. They're all fairly straightforward, but you know, the plastic, it could be, well, it's 4-stroke, so it's got ethanol in the gas, so that's not good to begin with. So we're going to want to make sure we clean this out as best we can. Getting a new car might just be the easiest thing for me to do in this situation, but that'll be it for this video. So I had to come outside. It's a little bit cold, but the light's kind of bad inside. So there we have it. We've taken the carb off. I'm probably just going to buy a replacement carb. The only ones I can find are cheap, kind of not OEM parts, but we'll see if they work. I will keep that original carb, probably clean it up as well, just see, you know, if I do need it, maybe I might be able to make it work, but we'll probably just get a new one, put that on, and we'll be good to go. Installing the carb, I'll put it on a new video because I need to get air filter. I need to fix the stand for the generator as well. It's kind of bent back, so it's actually sitting on the handles, so it's kind of at an angle. I will drain the fuel tank as well, put some new fuel in it. I'll probably put some stabilizer in it as well, just because I don't know how often we're going to be using the generator. Hopefully not too often, and we don't lose power that much. So thank you for watching this, and if you do like my content, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I've got a lot more coming. This year I'm going to really make an effort to get videos out consistently, and